So here we are, midway through January. The fish is still feeding. It's not so cold, and luckily for these guys, they live inside. My beautiful Sankey there, I bought that fish as a very, very, very small fiddler, and years of experience taught me that he was likely to be a fairly nice looking fish, but luck did take part responsibility, as he was really, really tiny. The water, as you can see, is crystal clear. It's about a metre and a bit deep, about 4 feet I would say. I have 5 filtration systems going all at once. They go 52 weeks of the year. I think the sound of the water coming in from both directions is really rather soothing, and sometimes during the summer I sit here and just fall asleep. They do feed out of one's hands, but mainly when it's very warm, and that is quite exciting, especially for small children. Let's just zoom in slightly. We used to have some absolutely fantastic fish back in the day, during the 1990s, but disease got into the pond and they all died. It was heartbreaking, especially as I had a lovely Pento. They live in about 1,500 gallons of water, and the main filtration of 300 gallons turns over possibly once every hour. Oh, look at that, the time of year, slight piece of movement and they become rather sticky. I have a vacuum system for cleaning the floor. The pond has been here for about 45 years, and of course over that time we have learned more and more about keeping fish, and the thing we've learnt more than anything is you don't keep fish, you keep water. If you keep water, fish keep themselves. I have a skylight above the pond. It makes filming very difficult as lots of natural light floods in. It can get a little warm in the summer, but with windows and doors open and a few shades pulled over the pond, the fish tend to be happy. They have a nice bridge under which they can hide. So if it gets too hot and indeed too cold, they just go under the bridge. And indeed when it's cold and they're under the bridge, I tend to leave them alone, as any shock may harm them. Anybody who keeps fish will understand it's something that just gets into your bones, and obsession takes over. There's another great shot of my Sankey. I remember when a chap came in once, he brought in the Indian sandstone that we laid for the floor. He walked in and the first thing he said was, "I want that Sankey." I said to him, "My Sankey's not for sale." As with all things, he's not for sale at any time. And of course, when you say he's not for sale, if someone came along and offered telephone numbered figures for him, I would have to consider it, but I would certainly miss what is a very beautiful fish. Considering it is near the end of January, they're very calm. Luckily, because they're indoors, they have no obvious predators to worry about, and the deep sides of the pool would make it difficult for any creature to catch them in the first place. I would like a few more fish, but I'm a bit worried of introducing any because of diseases. These guys have been stable now for a good 10 years, so I don't think I want to disturb the pond by adding a fish that may introduce something to harm them. I would have to know where the fish came from, its water pH, etc. When buying from the nursery, I often see dead fish amongst the living, and that puts me right off buying any new fish. Again, you can see the starfish in the pool at the moment. They all have individual characters. They're not just fish per se. Some of the biggest ones tend to be the cowards, and some of the smallest ones have an extreme confidence, especially when it comes to eating in the summertime, as they know they will get bullied once I've gone. Anyway, I think that wraps it up for this. I shall leave you guys in peace and hopefully upload this video to good old YouTube.